Hello class. Today in general knowledge topic, one more topic I have brought for you, that is first aid. This word is not new for you. Many of you are aware what is the meaning of first aid. It has been learned by you in science. Now let's see what's the meaning of first aid and what is the meaning of first aid box and what is the use of that, what is the necessity of knowing about the first aid. Now this is the picture of a first aid box or first aid kit. In detail we'll learn in the next slides, but have a look at this first aid kit. Think, where do you find this first aid kit? Where you have seen the first aid kit? And what contents are there in the first aid kit? Today we are learning this first aid topic, and when I'll come to an end of this lesson or presentation, you should be able to know or tell what is the meaning and importance of first aid and identify the contents of the first aid box. These two important things you will come to know by end of this presentation if you observe it very carefully and listen to me very carefully. So, meaning and importance of first aid and identify the contents of the first aid box. Before we start with the actual topic, what care has to be taken, what we have to remember, what are the don'ts? These are few points given on this slide. See, always all of us should remember that it is important to be careful when one is using electrical gadgets. Electrical gadgets means what? The instruments or the things, those which are working on the electrical supply. Those are called as electrical gadgets. For example, you can say light switches of the electrical gadgets also have the electricity current flow. Then you have many gadgets, like you have mixer at your home, or you have television at your home. Then you have washing machines, geysers, or some microwaves are there, refrigerators are there. These all are the things or instruments, gadgets, those who need electricity to work. So these are called as electric gadgets. And if any problem is there with that wiring, you all know that it has the wiring, electrical wiring. So it is not, if it is not proper, or if any gadget is uh, having any fault in that, so that time it may cause the shock. Or carelessly, if you use any of the gadget without taking the necessary care, then you may get the shock. So, and you can have the burns also due to the shock. So we have to take always care while using the electric gadgets. Okay, so this is the first point. Then secondly, playing with the matchboxes and candles can cause fire and could be dangerous. Many of the children have the habit of playing with the matchboxes. Unnecessarily, they burn the matchsticks or the candles also. So, if you don't take the proper care while using this, it may cause the fire. Or even during Diwali, you play with the crackers. You burn the crackers. That time, many cases of accidental cases happen when they burn the crackers, because the care is not taken. The children take it very carelessly, they play with it very carelessly. That is why it caused the accidents. Then always, third one, always stop, think and act safe around the fire and electricity. Whenever you are dealing with the electricity and fire, you have to always stop, think and act safe action. Understood this? So, and one more point also can be told, or you can remember one more thing also, that when you are playing with, when you are using the sharp instruments or sharp gadgets like you can say knife is there or blade is there or needles are there, that time you can use it very safely, carefully, so it will not cause you any harm or injury, because the sharp blades also can cause the serious injuries, and it causes the bleeding. So when you are using any electrical gadgets, or you are burning the matchsticks or candles, or using any sharp instruments, then you have to take very much care of yourself to avoid the mishaps. Let's move further. Let's come to the topic. What is the meaning of first aid? This is the topic for today. Even if you know, please listen carefully what is given in this presentation. We have shuffled the first aid in two parts. One first is first. What is the meaning of first? Preceding all other time and action. First means immediate. Okay? Instant. That is first. Preceding all other in time and action. Aid means, in short, it is a help. Immediate help or instant help. Aid to provide with what is useful or necessary at that particular situation, in that particular situation. So that is called as aid. Immediate help or immediate aid provided at that particular situation if any mishap takes place. So the definition of first aid is: first aid is an immediate care given to a person who has been injured or suddenly taken ill. Whenever any accident happens, it is unknowingly happening or all of a sudden it happens. That is why it is called as an accident. So at that time, till the person gets any medical aid, these are the basic treatments done at the home or at the domestic level. Next, it includes self-help and home care if medical assistance is not available or delayed. Okay, so what is the meaning of first aid? First aid is an immediate care given to a person who has been injured or suddenly taken ill. When it is given, it includes self-help. Please suppose you are working with a knife, you are cutting an apple. No one is there at your home. Then you get a cut because of the knife. Then you can take care of yourself by washing the wound, applying the antiseptic, or you can apply the bandage or plaster on the wound or injury, and you can help yourself to stop the bleeding. So these type of actions are called as first aid. In the previous slide, we have learnt about what is the meaning of the first aid and when it is necessary to use the first aid kit or first aid treatments, and what care has to be taken when you are using electrical gadgets or if you want to deal or work with fire, then what it should be taken good care of yourself and using the sharp instruments. You have to take very much care. In this slide, we will see why learn about first aid. What is the necessity? Why is it necessary to use the first aid? The knowledge of first aid, when properly applied, can save life. This is important, very important. Why do we need to use first aid? It may save the life of a person when immediate help, medical help is given. Next is learning about first aid gives you the confidence to act when an emergency arises. In the previous slide, I gave you the example. If there is no one at your home, you are cutting an apple with the help of a sharp knife and unfortunately you get an injury. Then you should be aware that to stop the bleeding, you have to wash the wound first. Then you can apply as a home remedy. Turmeric can be applied, or from the first aid box you can apply the plaster over that. So if you know these basic actions, if anything mishaps, then it can prohibit you from the serious uh, situations. It can avoid the serious situations. And third one is knowledge of first aid helps you to stay safe. So first is it can save the life. It develops the confidence when an emergency occurs if you are having the knowledge of the first aid. And third one is it makes you to stay safe. Now what is the aim of first aid? What is the necessity? We have seen in the previous. Now, what is the aim of the first aid? The key aim of first aid. It preserves the life. Just in the previous also I said it saves the life. Preserve life. That overriding aim of the first aid is to save lives. Second, prevent further harm. Same example I'll repeat. You have got a cut because of the knife. It has started bleeding. To stop it, if you wash the wound and put the band-aid, apply the bandage around that band-aid or plaster around that, it may help you to stop the bleeding. So further harm, whatever is happening because of the injury, that can be prevented by giving the first aid. So prevent the further harm, stop the person from being injured even more. First aid can include how to safely move the injured person if there is no choice with less harm. Suppose if any person gets a fracture, hand or leg fracture, has got fracture, then when any person gets a fracture, it is very much painful. Very much painful it is. So that person cannot do the movements. If he or she try to make the movement of that particular area where the fracture has happened, then it gives lot of pain because if that area gets swollen. That time you have to use the first aid kit. You have to tie if the hand has got fracture, arm has got fracture, then you can tie a stick, take a piece of a wood or a scale you can use, and you can give the support to that broken part or fractured part, and you can tie a cloth or like dupatta or some cloth you can tie, and you can hang it in the person's neck so that the movement of that particular part can be restricted and can prevent the further harm. If the leg has got fractured, then you can uh, make the person to sleep on the stretcher or something. You can take a bed sheet or something, and then you can safely move that person to the hospital. So that is the meaning of prevent the further harm. Third one is promote recovery. When the first aid is given, it starts the recovery very fast. Means the person does not have to wait till the person reaches to the hospital. So the recovery starts immediately. So it promotes the recovery. Try to help the person to heal his injury. So these are the three key aims of the first aid. First is preserves life, then prevent the further harm and promote the recovery of the person. The next one. Some situations are given here in these 2 3 slides. First is I cut my finger using a knife and I can see little blood solution. Blood. The solution for that this is using a plaster. Plaster means no, it's not that when we have the fracture, then hard thing that is applied to your fractured area, white color. It's not like that. But plaster means a tape or adhesive tape, sticky tape like handy plast or band-aid. It has at the center some medicine applied or piece of a cloth, and it can be stick to the area where you have got the cut or injury. So that is the solution. This is the first aid if you get a cut to, to your finger or any part of your body. Then second situation, I cut my leg badly. I fell over a stone. It is bleeding quite profusely. Here also you have got the cut, but the solution or the first aid given is different. In different situations, the first aid required is different. So the solution when you get a cut on your leg, when you fall on the stone or anything, you fall outside in the premises, then a bandage can be applied. Bandage means it's a piece of cloth, that is the roll which is there in the first aid kit, white colored netted uh, cloth is there. It is a part of the first aid kit that can be applied by firstly washing the wound. Then you can take an antiseptic cream. You can wash it with antiseptic solution also. There are wipes. You can wash it to clear the germs or clear any soil if it is there, and you can apply the medicine or antiseptic cream over that wound, and you can tie the wound with the help of a bandage. So that is the first aid given when you fall down on the ground or outside. Then third situation, I twisted my ankle. Ankle is the part above your feet. Okay. I twisted my ankle running to catch a bus. While if you are suppose you are going to the school and you got late and you saw your bus is moving, and you coming towards your home, and then you start running. Then in a hurry it happens, your leg gets twisted and it's very difficult to bear the pains. So there is, what is the first step for this? You have to go home and take rest. You have to give the rest to that particular part where you have got the twist. So that is the solution for your, if any twist you get in your ankle. Next situation is I broke my arm. I fell off my cycle from my cycle. I cannot use my arm to write. So this is the type of fracture. Then what is the solution for this? Plaster and a sling. Plaster means that now here it is white colored stiff uh, wrap it is called as, which gives you the support. So plaster and a sling is the solution that cannot be done at your home. You have to go to the doctor. But before you reach to the doctor, you have to give the support with the help of a scale and a piece of a cloth, so that the movements of that particular part will be restricted. The next situation, I burnt my hand taking something out from the hot oven. See here, the proper care has not taken while using the oven. So that person has got burnt. It is very painful, of course. All these wounds will be very much painful. So what will be the solution for this? There is a special cream to cool present. It is there in the first aid box that can be applied to the scald. Okay, when you get the burn, you get immediate, there will be swelling, and you can see one watery projection has come out. So that is called as a scald. So that can be treated by applying a special cream which is available for the burns. The next is, I have got a bruise on my arm. Suppose you are in the school or you are in the classroom. You play mischiefs in the recess time or whenever teacher is not there in the class. Then you start playing the mischiefs, and all of a sudden you hit on the side of a table, a corner of a desk, or corner of a bench, or on the wall. And as it is unknowingly happened, then what happens, the particular part where you got the hit, that particular part turns to blue and black color, and it's very much painful, and it becomes swollen also. So at this time there is no any medicine can be applied on this type of wounds. Only solution is you can use the ice pack. The area should get the, it should be cooled. Okay, so for this you can have an ice pack that is also there in the first aid kit, or else if you are at your home, then you can take out the ice cubes from the refrigerator, put it in the plastic bag, and you can apply it on the affected area. So with these some of the examples, you might have understood that the first aid given is different for the different situations or different type of injury. The same type of first aid is never used for different situations. That is why the training or the knowledge of the first aid is essential or must. In what situation, what action has to be taken. Now let's move to the next one. Now here is the picture image of a first aid kit. There will be plus sign in red color. Always it indicates it's related with the medicines or medical. Then this first aid kit can be in the cloth bag or in a plastic or metal boxes. First thing you have to remember that first aid kit should be always be handy, kept in such a place that easily it can be found by everyone in case of emergency. We don't have to keep it in the lockers. So when emergency happens, we have to run for that, and we have to search for these kits. So let us know about the contents of the first aid kit. Now there is a gauze roll and pads. Gauze roll means what? I have already told, that is the netted cloth, roll of a cloth which is used to tie the wound. If it happens with your knees or your legs or feet get hurt or injury, that time the gauze roll can be used. Then second is bandages. Bandages can be used if you get any cut. Then adhesive tapes are there, like cello tapes. Those are non-transparent, that can be used to uh, cover your wounds or dressings. Gloves are used for protecting yourself from the germs. Even that can that will save the patient also by in passing the infection of your hands if anything is there. So you have to make use of the gloves while making any treatments. The next is first aid manual. First aid manual means what? There will be a guide. There will be the booklet of a guidelines how the first aid at what situation what first aid has to be given. That manual will be there in that first aid kit. Then thermometer. Thermometer is used to measure the fever. So that also is the part of the first aid kit. Then see there safety pins. Now think what is the use of the safety pins in the first aid kit. Okay, let me tell. As I said, if any fracture or any injury takes place to your arms, your arm has got fracture, then there is one bandage, special bandage called as crepe bandage also. So that when we tie or you get the leg twist or your joint having the pain or some injury, that time for the support we make use of the crepe bandage or a piece of a cloth. So to seal that or pack there are two ends. One is the starting end and another is end piece of that cloth. So to make that give the packing to the end piece, there is the need of the safety pins. So those are the safety pins also are there in the first aid kit, or there will be some special type of clips present in the first aid box. Then triangular bandage, depending upon the wound, that type of bandages can be used. Then you can have the tweezers. Tweezers are like forceps. Those are. Then if any dirt has to be removed or anything has to be removed, then you can make use of the tweezers. Then scissors. Scissors also there is a special type of scissor. You can see it is not like a normal scissors, because normal scissors blades are very straight. Here you can see a bend to the scissors. So this is called as a bent, B-E-N-T, bent scissor. So that is specially used for the medical purpose. Then antiseptic wipes or antiseptic solution and creams also are there in the first aid box. Then antiseptic means it is protecting you to get infected because of the germs created in the wound. So maybe Dettol, Savlon or Soframycin is an antiseptic cream. So these type of things can be used to protect you against the germs. Then instant cold pack. I said when you get hit on some surface, hard surface, the area turns to blue and black color. Green, blue, black color, because the blood vessels on that particular area get ruptured or get damaged. Because of that, the blood clots. And that is why that area appears in blue, black color or green color. So instant cold pack from the first aid kit can be used to treat such type of injuries. Then emergency blanket. If anyone has the fever, that person starts shivering because of the cold. That time the emergency blanket can be used, or unfortunately if any person get burnt, that time when the fire has already caught that person, then to seize the fire, that person can be wrapped in the blanket and the fire can be seized and the person can be protected from the fire. Okay, so you might have understood what all things are there in the first aid box and what is the use of each and every content of the first aid box. Let's move further. Now see, the basic items that can help with the first aid include, first is dressings and bandages, and another is medications. Medications include the creams which are there in the first aid box. Then dressings and bandage to treat the wounds. What all things are there in the first aid kit? Dressings of the cloth that can be put on the wounds to stop bleeding. Then bandages of gauze or cloth which hold dressings tightly over the wounds. If you want to keep the medicated cotton or the cotton applied with this antiseptic cream, suppose your knee has got the wound or injury. Is it possible to just keep the wound open, or the cotton, can the cotton stay on that place on the knees or any your hands or arms, your finger, if you are working? Because no, we always make the movements of our body. We cannot sit like a stone without the movements. So obviously the bandage is necessary to hold the dressing tightly over the wound. We can take a piece of a gauze and we can tie it over the wound, or the cotton or the dressings over your wound. Then rolls of the tape can hold the dressings and the bandages. These are all for the same purpose when any injury happens. Then adhesive strips which can be sticked to your cut area or wounded area. A small piece of tape with a bit of cloth in the center for small wounds like handiplast or band-aid strips. Then sterile eye dressing. This is also one part of sterile means what? Which is made uh, very safe by keeping it in the by processing that material which is germ free. That is called as sterile. So that is also present. Then medications, antibiotic ointments. Ointments means creams. Antibiotic ointments packets and antiseptic wipe packets. This is to protect the wound from the germs or developing the germs. Now we have come to the end of this topic. We have learnt, means I have tried to explain these following points. The key guiding principles and purpose of the first aid are three purpose for using the first aid: preserves the life, prevent the further injury, and promote recovery. This is the main aim of the first aid. The second one, the contents of the first aid kit. The first aid kit contains necessary material that help in the primary care of an injured person. So these points we have learned today in this lesson. I hope you have heard it very carefully, and if you get the questions based on this, then you will be easily solving it. Okay, or you will be easily able to give the answers of these questions. So see you in the next week.